Google logged 24,000 interactions with you in a single month. Every word you typed in a document, every app you downloaded, every route you mapped, every late-night question you nervously typed into the search bar. That is roughly 800 entries a day, every single day. You might say, I know about this. I'm careful. I've adjusted my privacy settings. I'm in control. But when you see an ad for a product you just mentioned in a private conversation, it is not a glitch. It is not a coincidence. That is the product working exactly as designed. This is how Google spies on you, methodically digitizing your very humanity. Think of it like a series of fishbowls. The smaller fishbowls represent services like search, YouTube, or maps. With every login, every click, you add a bit more of your life into the water. Over time, the water deepens. But right next to them sits one massive tank. That tank represents the future. It is actively siphoning information from all the other bowls to create the most invasive, deeply personal surveillance tool ever constructed in human history. And the most terrifying part? It is basically impossible to avoid. You are likely watching this video on a Google-owned platform right now. You probably think Google is a tech company that builds convenient tools for people. That is a lie. Google is an advertising cartel. Over 70% of its revenue comes directly from advertising. Everything else, the phones, the browser, the email, the cloud storage, exists solely to feed this insatiable advertising machine with your habits, your fears, and your desires. Whenever they offer you a personalized experience, what they are actually saying is, we are watching every move you make so we can sell you to the highest bidder. But it doesn't stop at your screen. It bleeds into your physical space. Think about your Android phone or that smart speaker sitting on your kitchen counter. You are told they only listen when you say the wake word. But whistleblower leaks have revealed a much darker reality. Thousands of third-party contractors have been hired by Google to listen to so-called accidental audio recordings. They have listened to domestic disputes, confidential medical calls, and intimate moments in people's bedrooms, all justified under the guise of improving speech recognition. You aren't just being tracked, you are being wiretapped by the very devices you paid for. Let's talk about Google Chrome. It is the world's most popular browser. Nearly 2 out of every 3 people on the internet use it daily. You probably think that if you just sign out of your account, you can stop the tracking. You are wrong. Let's talk about the biggest joke in digital privacy. Incognito mode. You open a dark window, put on the digital trench coat, and think you are invisible. You are not. In a massive $5 billion class action lawsuit, internal Google emails were dragged into the light. Google's own engineers were caught mocking the users, joking about how fake incognito mode actually is. That dark theme doesn't hide you from Google. It only hides your history from the person sharing your computer. While you browse privately, Google Analytics and hidden ad trackers are still vacuuming up your data, silently linking your secret habits directly back to your main profile. Whether you are signed in or not, Chrome sends exactly what you type into the address bar directly to a Google server in real time. You do not even have to hit enter. They already know what you are going to ask. And the moment you sign into any service, like Gmail or YouTube, Chrome automatically signs you into the entire ecosystem by default. That is creepy. But what if you delete Chrome? What if you switch to something else? Here is the problem. Google is no longer just a collection of websites. Google is the internet itself. Over half of all websites run on Google Analytics, which captures detailed information about every single visit. Millions of sites use reCAPTCHA. By clicking, I am not a robot, you are allowing Google to verify and track your activity on websites they do not even own. In 2022, the corporation paid nearly $400 million to settle a case. Why? Because they kept tracking the location of users who had explicitly turned off their location history. Because even when you are not using maps, Google tracks your coordinates using search, Chrome, and your IP address. And this brings us to the hidden mechanism no one talks about, the bid stream. Every time you open a page, the ad system sends out bid requests to potential advertisers asking, who wants to buy this ad slot? That request can contain your exact GPS coordinates. This happens hundreds of times a day. Data brokers sit on these exchanges, harvesting this data to build massive profiles on you. This is exactly how your personal life ends up in the hands of government agencies like ICE. Not because Google directly sold it, but because their advertising system broadcasts your life to the open market every single second. If this ended with targeted ads, it would be disgusting, but maybe tolerable. But the rabbit hole goes much deeper. Your Gmail inbox is the most intimate space in your digital life. It holds your medical records, your bank statements, your personal conversations, your passwords. And Google has 2 secret backdoors into that room. Backdoor number 1 is their relationship with the US government. Authorities have multiple ways to access your information without ever needing to see a judge. Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act allows the government to surveil non-US persons abroad. But if you are a US citizen communicating with anyone outside the country, your emails can get swept up incidentally. They don't even have to target you, they just have to target someone you spoke to. Then there are national security letters. The FBI can send one of these to Google headquarters and force them to hand over your name, your addresses, and your contacts. No judge required, no warrant, just direct access to your network. And administrative subpoenas? These are so legally questionable that every time someone tries to challenge one in court, the government withdraws the request rather than let a judge rule on it. Most people never find out their data was subpoenaed until it is far too late. But the most terrifying weapon in their arsenal is a secretive database known as Sensorvault. It contains the detailed historical location records of hundreds of millions of devices worldwide. This database is so precise that law enforcement agencies use a terrifying tactic called Geofence Warrants. Instead of targeting a specific suspect with evidence, police just draw a digital circle on a map around a crime scene and force Google to identify every single device that was inside that circle. Completely innocent people, just riding their bikes past a burglarized home or walking near a crime scene, have suddenly found themselves as prime suspects in felony investigations. You don't need to commit a crime to be hunted by the system. You just need to have a Google-connected phone in your pocket at the wrong time. Now, look at the top of your screen when you open Google Docs. Do you see that little star icon? If you click it, you are feeding everything you write into their new, infinitely hungry AI, Gemini. This brings us back to that giant fish tank. This is the final stage of surveillance capitalism. What happens when you take your daily routes, your private emails, your medical searches, your YouTube history, combine all of it, and inject it with the power of generative AI? Google calls this personal intelligence. They claim Gemini helps you search through your own life, but if you read the fine print on their support page, it reveals the truth. If you connect your apps to Gemini, your data is used to improve AI models for everyone else. They are harvesting your unique human experience, your letters to your family, your work projects, your geolocation. It all gets fed to the algorithm. The more you use it, the more your humanity dissolves into the search results of strangers. They built a tool that makes their surveillance useful to you, just so you will consent to giving up the last shreds of your privacy. Google now gets paid for your data twice, once when they sell you ads, and once when they sell an AI trained on your very identity. You will never be able to completely erase yourself from their servers, but you can cut off their oxygen. Pick up your phone right now and follow this protocol if you want to protect your humanity. Kill the location tracking. Go into Google Maps, open the settings, and completely turn off Timeline. Then, go to your phone's system settings and turn off location services for all Google apps, no exceptions. Lock down your inbox, open your Gmail settings, find Ask Before Displaying External Images, and turn it on. This kills the invisible tracking pixels marketers hide in your emails. Next, uncheck Smart Features and Personalization in Gmail, Chat, and Meet. Evict their AI from your private conversations. Isolate your browser. Open Chrome settings, go to Google Services, and turn off Allow Chrome Sign-In and Improve Search Suggestions. This severs the link between your real-time typing and your profile. Switch your search engine, sign out while searching, or use an alternative that doesn't build a shadow profile of your mind. The real problem isn't that this corporation is doing something unusual. The problem is that they built the internet we all depend on and then wired it to watch us. Subscribe to the channel if you want to support me. The links are in the description.